Welcome to the 901 podcast. The past few weeks, we talked about just the NFL, whether it was the coaching discrimination or the turf or grass conflict that was going on. But since I play football and I love watching football, I'm starting to get tired of talking about football. And I want to talk about something else that interests me, which would be some of these, not necessarily conspiracy theories, but more specifically, the theories behind the pyramids of Giza. And these pyramids were built years ago, and people think that they were built by humans. That's what just people that don't know much about the pyramids. Some people just think they were built by humans, but that would be nearly impossible because the pyramids are made by stones, and each one of these stones weighs multiple tons, and there's 2.3 million of the stones that make the pyramids of Giza. So that would seem impossible to move without any type of advanced technology, or what some people believe, aliens. Some people think aliens are the ones that levitated the blocks into the air and placed them perfectly aligned with the Orion's belt, which is a star constellation, and the three pyramids in Egypt align perfectly with the star constellation. And another thing about it is each of the four sides of the pyramid align perfectly with each direction: north, east, south, and west. And so I just think it's all kind of weird, and I myself I'm not sure what I believe. I believe that there was an advanced civilization years ago. I think that's just the best theory, that there was a civilization far more advanced than we are today, and they were knocked back into the Stone Age by some type of great disaster, which would have been something like a comet or a meteor. Because I mean, that would I think that just makes the most sense, considering like just it being a line, and the altitude of the pyramid is the number is the same as the number of speed of light. So it doesn't really make sense for it to just be built by a human alone, because they did so that it would have took 400 something years just to move 10 stones a day. So it doesn't all add up to me. So another way I think that there was an ancient civilization before us is when you look at some of the drawings within the pyramids, they show things like vehicles. They show things that depict light bulbs. So it kind of shows that there was something going on that we don't know about, or I may not know about. Who knows who actually knows about this stuff, and we just aren't hearing about it. But it shows that was far more going on than just people building it by hand. And I think it's very possible that their civilization was a lot more advanced than us, and I just don't think it's easy for us to understand that, considering where we are today. We're in an advanced time period, and we have all this technology. People think we're gonna have flying cars soon, so it wouldn't really make sense for it to get much more advanced than that. But as long as people have been around, I think it would make more than enough sense for us to be at that point. But another thing I find weird about it is that even some of the people that lived in Egypt in that time didn't believe necessarily that that's how they were built, because they were raised to believe in Kemet, which were people that came before the Egyptians. So next week, on the next podcast, I'll go more in depth in Kemet and just kind of explain more about it, because I mean it's a lot to to take in and understand, especially because of the society we live in today. But I mean, just all the things with it aligning perfectly with the stars and all that. And even if you look at the top of the pyramids, say you were to fly a drone above the pyramids and that whole area, the whole area looks exactly like the motherboard of a modern computer. So it just, all these things just add up, and when you put them all together, they just don't make sense. So next week I'll talk more about the pyramids and go more in depth with what Kemet is. Thank you.